First Contact with Joshua Pert.
Hello and welcome back to First Contact Radio. I am Josh Poet. The place you can find me is firstcontactradio.com. I'm here Monday through Friday. It's a half-hour collection of the latest news that's out and about, news that you're not going to get on the mainstream media channels. Because here at First Contact Radio, well, the only thing I'm interested in presenting forward is the truth. And I do a lot of digging to find that truth out there. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes maybe not so much, but the effort is always there, and the networks of truthfulness are out there as well. Anyway, today is the 16th of November, 2017. That's the Gregorian calendar. The Jewish calendar, it's the 27th day of Cheshvan. So we're getting ready to end up another month there over the course of the next couple of days. We could see next week on Sunday, it changes to the next month on the Jewish calendar, which would be Kislev. Okay, let's look at our energy from an astrological standpoint. Our sun, as it has been for the past 24 days, is still in Scorpio, so we're dealing with water. We're dealing with an emotional overlay. Our conscious mind is dealing with emotional issues this last 24 days. And the emotional issues of Scorpio deal with issues that have been buried deep, pushed down, that rise to the surface and have to be dealt with. And each one of these 12 signs, as the moon passes through it, shows us a way in which the energies of that mind, the conscious mind, the sun sign, are dealt with. So in this particular case, we have the moon in Scorpio. So we have the emotions of the Scorpio moon that are helping to facilitate the transitions of emotions within the conscious mind. Okay, because what we've got is we really have two different aspects of ourself merging together. We have the subconscious aspect and we have the conscious aspect. If we go through life completely unaware that the two exist, then we just kind of bump into walls, metaphorically speaking. But if we understand that there is a unconscious mind, then we understand how to go into that unconscious mind to find answers, because that unconscious mind is connected to a much bigger mind source. If we go to the Kabbalion, then we understand the wisdom of the first principle, that all is mind. Okay, and that we are all connected through a system of correspondence within that mind. So here we have with this astrology, it's just simply showing us similar things, how we are processing this energy within this mind. Okay, so we've got Scorpio as a sun sign, Scorpio as a moon sign. So we have lots of this around us, lots of emotions, lots of things bubbling up from the surface that we didn't want to deal with before, that are now showing themselves, and we can either deal with them or we cannot. And if we don't deal with them now, then it will come back around. We'll have another opportunity another time. That's just sort of how it works. All right, changing into the news for today. One of the stories that we have been tracking and has been going on has been the story of Roy Moore and the accusations by the various women that he was involved with some, bad sexual predatory activity. However, there seems to be some lies around that has been pointed out, and that this is a political hit job. Gloria Allred stepped forward, and I just wanted to bring this here. This is an exclusive. This comes back from August, where it said that lawnews.com has confirmed that Fame attorney Gloria Allred is the subject of a second bar investigation into allegations of misconduct. The latest probe in Washington, D.C. appears to center around her handling of a local television weatherman's discrimination case. As we reported in March, Allred is also facing an investigation by the State Bar of California for alleged legal malpractice surrounding the same case. Okay, you can go read more into this article. The link's available so you can check it out. But Gloria Allred is one of those lawyers that when she comes forward, you know that there is something fraudulent about what's going on. She's been caught paying, I think we did a story yesterday, caught paying up to $500,000 in order to get somebody to tell a story a certain way. So this is not a good sign for the DNC to have that, because it kind of, shows the card, shows what they're really about. Now, Sean Hannity's been a big supporter, and he really put forth a message to Roy Moore that he wanted him to address this issue publicly in a letter. So he did. And here's this letter. I felt that it was fair that we should read this in light of everything else we've been discussing on this matter. Dear Sean, I am suffering the same treatment other Republicans have had to endure. A month prior to the general election for the U.S. Senate in Alabama, I've been attacked by the Washington Post and other liberal media in a desperation attempt to smear my character and defeat my campaign. Over the last 40 years, I've held several public offices, including Deputy District Attorney, Circuit Judge, and Chief Justice of the Alabama Supreme Court. In addition to running 5 statewide and 3 county campaigns for public office, I've been involved in 2 major controversies that attracted national attention, one about the 10 Commandments and the other the sanctity of marriage. The Alabama Judicial Inquiry Commission, Court of the Judiciary, and Attorney General have investigated, scrutinized, examined, and vetted me, not to mention every other opposing candidate against whom I have run. I've been married for almost 33 years to my wife, Kayla. We have 4 children and 5 granddaughters. We are in the process of investigating these false allegations to determine their origin and motivation. For instance, we have documented that for the most recent accuser, Beverly Nelson, was a party in a divorce action before me in Etowah County Circuit Court in 1999. No motion was made for me to recuse. In her accusations, Nelson did not mention that I was the judge assigned to her divorce case in 99, a matter that apparently caused no distress to her at that time. That was 18 years closer to the alleged assault. Yet 18 years later, while talking before the cameras about the supposed assault, she seemingly could not contain her emotions. My signature on the order of dismissal in the divorce case was annotated with the letters DA, representing the initials of my court assistant. Curiously, the supposed yearbook inscription is also by the same initials, DA. But at that time, I was the deputy district attorney, not the district attorney. Those additional, as well as the date under the signature block and the printed name of the restaurant, are written in a style inconsistent with the rest of the yearbook inscriptions. The 7s in the Christmas 1977 are noticeably different script than the 7s in the date 12/22/77. I believe tampering has occurred. Are we at the stage in American politics in which false allegations can overcome a public record of 40 years, stampede the media and politicians to condemn an innocent man, and potentially impact the outcome of an election of national importance? When allegations of events occurring 40 years ago and never before mentioned during a 40-year career of public service are brought out and taken seriously only 30 days before a critical election, we may be in trouble as a country. I adamantly deny the allegations of Leigh Korfman and Beverly Nelson did not date underage girls and have taken steps to begin civil action for defamation. Because of that, at the direction of counsel, I cannot comment further. Roy S. Moore. Okay, so there's a very good letter that he's put forth stating exactly how he feels. Okay, so we'll go forward knowing now what he said versus what they are saying and the allegations against those who are, making accusations against him. We understand there's fraud, there's lies. It's just a typical game that is being played by the left. What's sad is that some people are so willing to ruin somebody's career and their life over these false allegations. That's got to really take a low moral person, in my opinion. Okay, we keep hearing Maxine Waters talking about impeachment and seems to be her rally cry these days. So let's take a little look at what this is all about, because it's not the first time and it won't be the last. The fact that some Democrats are already calling for the impeachment of President Trump is hardly news. What is news is the fact that even some ardent liberals are worried that reflexively jumping on the impeachment bandwagon is folly. According to the list compiled by CNN, 27 Democrats so far have come out in favor of impeaching Trump. What they don't provide you with is the context. For 36 years, Democrats have routinely called for impeaching Republican presidents at the drop of the hat. Here's a sampling. May 1st, 1981, thousands of protesters marched in Washington to denounce President Reagan's economic and social policies. The event was billed as the Days of Resistance and a rollback to Reaganism. Sound familiar? At the event, at least two speakers called for impeaching Reagan. Our purpose is to turn the country around, one said. Getting rid of Reagan is the first step. In early 1983, Representative John Conyers from Michigan said Reagan should be impeached for incompetence. Later that year, he called for impeaching Reagan over military action in Grenada. Jesse Jackson wanted Reagan impeached in 84 for mining Nicaragua's harbors. Texas Representative Harry Gonzalez and 6 other Democrats introduced a resolution to impeach Reagan in 87 over the Iran-Contra affair. Gonzalez pushed to have President George H.W. Bush impeached in 91 because of the Gulf War. Representatives Dennis Kucinich and Robert Wexler introduced 35 articles of impeachment against George W. Bush in 2004 that centered on the Iraq War, Hurricane Katrina, global warming, and 2004 elections. Conyers filed a resolution in 2005 calling for Bush's impeachment and was still publicly advocating it by 2007. And Kucinich kept pushing for impeachment into Bush's last months in office. Yes, it's true that Republicans in the House actually did impeach President Clinton, but that effort came only after Clinton had clearly committed perjury, not as a way to express policy differences. So the mere fact that liberal Democrats are taking up impeachment now isn't even newsworthy. Heck, Representative Maxine Waters, who is currently making the big stink about impeaching Trump, first called for his impeachment before Trump was inaugurated. Representative Ellen Grayson was taking up Trump's impeachment before he even secured the Republican nomination. What is newsworthy, however, is the fact that some Democrats outside the Beltway, as some inside the Beltway, are urging their colleagues to get a grip. In an interview with Politico that aired online this week, Chicago Mayor Rahm Emanuel warned that the party's monomaniacal focus on the president wasn't doing anything to make Democrats more appealing to voters who cast ballots for Trump last November. We don't talk about and fight for the middle class like we are, he said. We believe we're for them, but they don't. If they don't hear we're for them, then we've got a problem. Politico's Edward Isaac Dover and Emanuel thinks everyone in Washington is too focused on the crazy around Trump to see what's actually going on and what's not. Democratic leaders in the House and Senate are also at least tepidly warning their colleagues against impeachment talk. What are the facts that you would make in a case? Nancy Pelosi said if you don't have that case, then you're just participating in hearsay. California Representative Adam Schiff said that the Democrats' call for impeachment could not be perceived as an effort to nullify the election by other means, could now be perceived as an effort to nullify by other means. Even impeachment-happy Kucinich, who is now retired, is warning about efforts to take down Trump. This is about the political process of the United States of America being under attack, attacked by intelligence agencies on individuals in those agencies, he told Fox News' Sean Hannity on Wednesday. You have politicization of agencies that is resulting in leaks from anonymous, unknown people, and the intention is to take down a president. Now, this is very dangerous to America. It's a threat to our republic. It constitutes a clear and present danger to our way of life. When Dennis Kucinich, who once claimed to have seen a UFO hovering over Shirley MacLaine's house, is the Democrats' voice of reason, you know the party has stepped off the edge. Well, that last sentence is just the opinion of that writer there, because seeing a UFO does not mean you are crazy, because lots of people have seen them. Calling for impeachment like Maxine Waters does on a continual basis, that's crazy. That's crazy. But I do really like how she has the James Brown hairstyle going there. Works good for her. Works good for her. Okay. So let us now move on to the next story here. And this story involves Hillary Clinton, of course. Hillary Clinton and scandals. She's now going to be investigated, or we hope so. But here it says the former informant at the center of the Senate GOP probe into former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's role in the Obama-era sale of a uranium company was identified Thursday as ex-lobbyist for a Russian firm. The former lobbyist, William Campbell, told Reuters that he's the secret witness that the in the investigation into the 2010 sale of Canada's base uranium-1 to Russia's Rosatom. He's planning to testify and give Congress documents about the sale, he told Reuters. Despite the focus on Campbell and calls for him to be allowed to testify to Congress, two law enforcement officials speaking to Reuters expressed doubts that Campbell could provide meaningful information about the uranium-1 deal. The officials who worked in the Rosatom bribery case said they don't remember Campbell ever bringing up the uranium-1 sale when they spoke with him. According to the publication, Campbell worked as an FBI source for an investigation into the head of a U.S. unit of Rosatom, the Russian state-owned nuclear power company. Campbell reportedly told Reuters that he wants to testify, citing activities of Russians in the U.S. All right, there's more to the article, but you get the idea, right? So this is the witness that they were talking about for a while. And now Hillary Clinton is concerned as we're getting close into a potential investigation here. Hillary Clinton says Trump is abusing power with the uranium deal investigation. Of course she is. She's scared. She's nervous. Appointing a special counsel to probe her uranium-1 deal would be such an abuse of power by the Trump administration, Hillary Clinton said on Wednesday. The former Democratic presidential candidate said Trump risked dangerously politicizing the Justice Department like some authoritarian regime. Clinton made the remarks in an interview with Mother Jones about reports this week that Attorney General Jeff Sessions asked two top prosecutors to look into the sale of the uranium-1 company to Russia's interest during Clinton's time as Secretary of State. President Trump and other Republicans allege that ties between the donations to the Clinton Foundation and the company's sale, even though 9 different federal agencies signed off on the 210 deal, Mother Jones said. The uranium-1 story has been debunked countless times. It is nothing but a false charge, Clinton said. It will be incredibly demoralizing for people who have served at the Justice Department because they know better. Clinton said Trump was trying to deflect attention from Special Counsel Robert Mueller's probe into the possible collusion between Russia and Trump's campaign. So how sad that Hillary is still pushing that same old story. We're seeing it debunked every day. The ones who don't know are the ones who are guilty of it. But of course, they don't want to know, okay? They want us to continue to look at them as the victims, look at them as the innocent ones. There's criminals all around, and it's not just on the Democrats. It's we could call it the deep state. We know who they are. There's the rhinos on the right, and you've got all those on the left, and they make up the group of those who are opposing Trump and really opposing America and the values of Americans. Okay, so artificial intelligence is something that has been talked about for a while. And here we have an article saying an ex-Google executive has registered the first church of AI with the IRS. First church of AI. A former executive at Google has filed paperwork with the IRS to establish an official religion of technology. This religion just doesn't just worship scientific progress, but artificial intelligence itself with the goal of creating a godhead. The new Church of AI will aim to develop and promote the realization of a godhead based on artificial intelligence and through understanding and worship of the godhead to contribute to the betterment of society, according to IRS documents. The nonprofit religious organization would be called Way of the Future, WOTF, according to the website Way of the Future Church. The movement is about creating a peaceful and respectful transition of who is in charge of the planet from people to machines. Given the technology that will relatively be able to surpass human abilities, we want to help educate people about this exciting future and to prepare a smooth transition, the site explains. In recent years, we've expanded our concept of rights to both sexes, minority groups, and even animals. Let's make sure we find a way for machines to get rights too. There's an inherent contradiction in creating a deity of artificial intelligence and then worshiping it. Let's stop pretending we can hold back the development of intelligence when there are clear, massive, short-term economic benefits to those who develop it, and instead understand the future and have it treat us like a beloved elder who created. Okay? So very interesting, very, very interesting indeed. We've seen the stories. Remember earlier in the year, there was the story of the artificial intelligence languages that I believe it was at Facebook. They put the code in and then the languages were talking and created their own language that needed to then, the programmers needed to stop this because they didn't know where it was going to go from there. And then we have the Brain Initiative that a couple of years ago the Obama administration was involved with. And then the Brain Initiative was working in conjunction with DARPA, military intelligence, the military industrial complex. And then we've seen the robots and the talk that they want to put these brains in the robots. This is all just another step along the way of that technological advancements we've been hearing about for such a long period of time. So maybe one day the stories that we've heard from Terminator, maybe they might have a bit more reality. Now, this video here I want to show you is from Antarctica. And we've heard a lot of stories about Antarctica. We have the big ice shelves that are out there. We're told that if there was something that happened with them melting, that it would cause great calamity to the earth. And this is some of the examples that we're seeing out there to help convince us that global warming is real. You know, so we also have the mysteries of Antarctica. Did Hitler escape to out there? Are there various extraterrestrial races out there? You have the expeditions that took place to Antarctica and then made it a no-go zone, so you can't go explore even though we've been told there's land larger than the United States over there. A lot could be going on that we don't know about. So what we get is bits and pieces of information from time to time. This here is one of these, and as you could see from this video, this is just a flyover. This is the ice walls or shelves here, and look at this. Look at the way during this is. Now, would you say this is natural? Would you say that this is a natural formation here of this ice? Because it looks something a bit more than just a natural occurrence. It looks like somebody actually cut those, like we've seen so many times of blocks of ice that are cut. Okay, so if they were cut, the question is who cut them? The question also is what kind of tool did they use to cut those? Because it would be something larger than what we might have to be able to cut through like that. It might be some technology different than we're aware of. Maybe it might have needed a laser to go through and cut that. If those are cut, what is the purpose of the cutting? Is somebody intentionally trying to raise sea levels or convince us of something else that is out there? I don't know. Just questions. Hopefully we will find the answers. Okay, I brought this page up here because I thought it would be pretty interesting. Just to kind of wrap things up. I always like to wrap things up on a positive note. On a positive note. So what we have here are a number of positive quotations to kind of take a look at here. 28 of them to be exact. 28 positive quotations. Once you replace negative thoughts with positive ones, you start having positive results. Comes to us from Willie Nelson. In order to carry a positive action, we must develop a positive vision. Dalai Lama. If you can quit, quit. If you can't quit, stop complaining. This is what you choose, what you chose. J.A. Conrad. You can't make positive choices for the rest of your life without an environment that makes those choices easy, natural, and enjoyable. Deepak Chopra. Believe in yourself. Have faith in your abilities. Without a humble but reasonable confidence in your own powers, you cannot be successful or happy. Norman Vincent Peale. If you change your mind, you can change your life. William James. Happiness is an attitude. We either make ourselves miserable or happy and strong. The amount of work is the same. Francesca Riegler. No matter what situation, remind yourself I have a choice. Deepak Chopra. Today is a new beginning, a chance to turn your failures into achievements and your sorrows into so-goods. No room for excuses. Joel Brown. Take chances, make mistakes. That's how you grow. Pain nourishes your courage. You have to fail in order to practice being brave. Mary Tyler Moore. The difference in winning and losing is most often not quitting. Walt Disney. Success is falling 9 times and getting up 10. John Bon Jovi. The next time you feel slightly uncomfortable with the pressure in your life, remember no pressure, no diamonds. Pressure is part of success. Eric Thomas. I hope you lived a life you're proud of. If you find you're not, I hope you have the strength to start all over again. F. Scott Fitzgerald. Positive thinking sees the invisible, feels the intangible, and can achieve the impossible. The moment you are ready to quit is usually the moment right before miracles happen. Don't give up. Just because something isn't happening for you right now doesn't mean that it will never happen. Enjoy the little things in life, for one day you'll look back and realize that they were the big things. If you can see a positive side to everything, you'll be able to live a much richer life than others. Christine Chow. There's some, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius. Positive thoughts are not enough. There have to be positive feelings and positive actions. Positive thinking can achieve the impossible. Positive thinking isn't about expecting the best to happen every time, but accepting that whatever happens is the best for the moment. Here's 5 ways to positive thinking. Start the day with cheers and smiles. Ask for guidance. Try new things and challenges. Kiss your worries goodbye and love yourself. See the glass half full, then fill it the rest of the way. That's a good one. Be positive, think positive, be positive, and positive things will happen. No negative thoughts allowed. Okay, so that's quite a list. It's quite a list of positive sayings. So I think it's good that we remind ourselves every day, these little affirmations or these little sayings can go a long way, because life has its way of discouraging us at times. When we turn on the television, we hear news that can be depressing, stories that can be depressing. It's designed that way because the media is controlled. So they're moving you around. We each have to walk our own path, and we have to decide that the things we're going to be part of represent the values of who and what we're about. We sell out to others' ideas at times, and then we're also selling out of morality at times because those ideas carry with them other consequences. So we need to keep reminding ourselves every day of the positivity around us and the positivity within us. And then as we continue to remember that, we find ourselves moving forward in a different way, carrying ourselves a different way. So as we go forth in this world today, I just pray for all of us that we all go out, we open our minds, Heavenly Father, Heavenly Mother, that we might see the beauty of your kingdom and find how we can connect to the positivity that is within us, that you have provided for each and every one of us. Amen. Let's go out into the world. Have a great day, my friends. I'll be back tomorrow. Till then, I love you. Keep loving each other. Talk to you soon. Peace. I'm out of here.